Many know me as Vice, the DJ collecting travel miles around the world, rocking clubs night after night. What you may not know is that I'm a native Angelino, self-described foodie, people connector, and enjoy driving new friends to experience the come up on some good tacos in the city I proudly call home. From the valley to the west side to everywhere in between, this is Electric Taco. We're back, Electric Taco. You went light though. You only went 2 tacos in.
Yeah. I try to keep it light, man.
You went really light. All right. The grind never stops. I hate to say that, but it's real. Like even as long as you've been in your career, I've been in my career. We were just talking over tacos right now. It's like you're constantly looking for the next opportunity.
No, you have to. You know, once you already lock something in, you got to, put all the efforts in to execute the best project, but you got to be thinking ahead. If you're thinking in bigger content, whether it's film, television, it takes a year, 2 years to get these projects off the ground. So you got to start planting seeds and putting in the work and laying the tracks down.
We heard a lot about your story and the uprising. Has there been moments where you're like, yo, I got it, and like the dreams gets crushed? And like
a lot of times, I think this industry is built on a lot of like false alarms. And I remember I heard like Chris Rock say it once where he was like, oh, when he did in New Jack City, he thought it was going to be his big break. Then he did this. And you constantly think that it's going to be your big break or your moment. When I did Soul Plane, I thought that was going to change my life. And then the movie got bootlegged. And it was out like 3 months before.
Before it even came out.
And it crushed us. It killed us at the box office. And look, if that didn't happen and I didn't have to grind again or put in more work, right, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Where it kind of forced my hand to maybe take the right path. And I opened my own company, and now I own my own company, and I control my content a little bit more. And it kind of forced me to start being a better businessman and thinking about the business in the whole 365.
Cinema Giants, that's your company.
Yeah.
Right? And what made you start your own? Is it because you've always wanted to be your own boss, or?
You know what? I really did it because I was signed to like multiple companies and had different partnerships. And when the Latin market started to sort of grow and I felt like I wanted to shift, being Latino, and shift my energy into the Hispanic market, I didn't know if the companies where I would be as a director were going to support that, because the business model didn't make any more sense. Didn't not more sense. It just didn't make sense. And the budgets were really low. But it was one of these situations where MTV had TRL.
Okay.
Then they came out with Me TRL, right, which was like the Hispanic version.
Yeah, I remember that.
So now, before, the only channels we had were like Mundos The Roof that showed like Latin videos.
I was on Mundos once.
Shout out to my boy Frankie Needles.
Yeah.
But there was and Julissa was on there.
Julissa was on there, yeah.
And they only showed Latin videos. So you saw them in comparison to themselves.
Right.
Now Me TRL started putting Aventura next to NSYNC. Destiny's Child next to Daddy Yankee.
But was the quality of the videos?
And I felt like the quality wasn't the same, So I felt like sometimes when you saw the general market videos and the pop videos in comparison to the Latin videos, I felt like there was a huge landslide. And I was like, wow, as a Latino, I don't want our visuals to look that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was complaining about the visuals, and then one of my friends said, look, you could either continue to complain or you could be part of the change.
Right.
You got to make a decision, So I was like, shit. The budgets was so lucrative in the American market that I was like, wow, man, I don't know if I can do the same. But I would say, you know what? I was willing to take the pay cut. I was willing to take a little bit of a step back to create some impact in that industry.
Which is rare.
And
rare for people to have that. You believed in yourself. Once again, you believed in yourself more than anyone, right?
I believed in myself, and I also just believed in the music and the artists. And I felt like the artists, you had artists like Daddy Yankee who were just as big as any other artist in the world, but sometimes wasn't getting the same respect when it comes to finances, when it comes to like, what they were getting paid and how they were being viewed. And they deserve the same look, the same style, the same everything, So when Yankee signed to Interscope, 3H put me on the phone with Yankee, was like, oh, Jesse's Dominican. And I was able to work with Yankee on Rompe and Gangsta Zone, which that opportunity led to other people knowing that I was Latino.
Wow.
A lot of people didn't know because they would see me with 50 Cent and all these guys and with a hat on. They just felt I was more urban and American, and they didn't know that I was, Dominican.
Yeah.
So that sort of opened the doors. And the Looney Tunes called. Then Vin Diesel called me to do a song off the Fast soundtrack with Don Omar. So then I started, putting myself out there more. And then I remember meeting Wisin and Yandel on the music video Los Benjamins.
Los Benjamins.
Well, actually, it was Noche de Entierro.
Okay.
With Looney Tunes. But I created a sign that said Los Benjamins.
It's hot, yeah.
So I remember meeting them, and their manager, Edgar Antino, they had wanted to work with me. And I said, you know what? Wisin and Yandel was like blowing up, and they were like getting there. And I said, look, doing one video is fine, but if I can do all the videos, then I feel like I can really create impact.
You're painting the picture for them, like the story. It's not right. Instead of just doing a page of their book, you want to do the whole book.
And then so we did 17 music videos together.
Damn.
I shifted all my energy into the Hispanic market, and then I felt like, wow, this is where I belong, and I need to be one of the guys that's doing it for the culture and helping the culture shift. Because when I came up working on a movie like Juice, I saw how the urban market shifted.
Yep.
I saw how Ernest Dickinson gave Tupac Shakur, Omar Epps, Khalil Caine, Vincent Loresca, these young actors an opportunity.
Yep.
And that opened the door, and it created more opportunity. And the Hughes brothers did it, and John Singleton did it.
Yeah.
But in our market, we have the biggest music globally, but we don't have no content that goes against it. Mm-hmm. For years I've been trying to sell TV shows and content, and finally, with Niki Camp, we were able to show and prove on Netflix that there's an audience for this material.
You're talking about like today. They're just starting to get it. Today.
It's still a struggle.
Today, like they're just starting,
still a struggle.
Now, because the Niki Camp show you're speaking about is not actually in the U.S. yet.
No.
Right. It's globally everywhere else.
Yeah, so
right?
This year it'll be out in the U.S., but we had some complications with that too. So it's still a fight. It's still a constant fight. When I talk about Daddy Yankee, I'm not talking about some guy who's from Puerto Rico. I'm talking about the #1 streamed artist in the world. In the world. But it's Daddy really Yankee has done it over and over again. It's
I feel like they've already been the biggest, but the numbers finally are here to show it and prove it. Like, here it is on paper. How everyone says, like, numbers don't lie. The numbers are finally here because back in the day, it was all on CD or they were bootleg. They were bootlegged
10 years ago when Yankee dropped Gasolina, it shook the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And 10 years later, the same guy standing in the same spot with Despacito.
Right.
It's like he's constantly got to continue to do it to show you, like, it's not a game. Like, this is for real. Like, I've continued to do it my whole career.
I've been here.
But now, with the streaming services, you can't lie anymore.
Can't lie, no.
You can't hide it. Like, everybody knows what the power of lab music is. And I feel like they're still not catching up when it comes to content. So that's been my hustle.
I feel like the frustration is your fuel sometimes.
Oh,
it frustrates you. Like, cool, watch this. Let's go get it.
And like, sometimes we have to do things out of budget constraints because the market still doesn't want to spend money on Latin content. But I've already gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm cool. I'll take whatever you give me to show and prove. Yeah. And we've been doing it, and luckily we found great success with the Niki Camp series, and now that's a platform to open other doors. I got a movie coming out June 5th with Maluma, a documentary film.
Amazing.
So we have another series that's getting ready to go in Puerto Rico. So we're on it. We're on it. When I started my company, Cinema Giants, to be able to bring the new generation of directors up and give them opportunities that weren't given to me. Yeah. So they don't have to have the same struggle, so that I can share with them the knowledge that I have, so that we can create.
Let me ask you this, though.
More doors. It's open.
These new kids that are coming up that I kind of always tell everyone, like, oh, everyone's a DJ. But nowadays, I want to say everyone's a videographer. Everyone, runs around with a camera, because we're blessed that the access to get this equipment is so much easier now, right? So, like, I always ask too, like, is your advice, should kids go to school? Should they learn in a structured format, or should you just go out and try and make your way into a business and be like, do what you got to do, be around it, be like, get in the grind?
The thing is however you learn, there's many ways that you can learn. Okay. But you got to want to learn. You can't just like think you know it all. And to me, I feel like, if you're playing basketball, football, or you're playing a sport, or you're training to be a doctor, there's things that you got to learn that you can't avoid learning, and there's fundamentals to filmmaking that some of these kids, they're not picking up.
Right.
And that's fine if you just want to run around with somebody and just shoot live action,
Yeah.
You want to just document stuff, that's cool. But if you try to take that and put it into a format, into a half-hour TV show or 1-hour format, or you want to make this into a movie, the storytelling devices are different.
Yes.
And if you don't have that experience or that skill set,
or you can't speak the language,
I don't understand. Like, to me, it's like you got to ask yourself, what legacy you want to leave behind.
Yeah.
Like, I know what legacy I want to leave behind, so I study, I prepare, I do the things that I need to do for the legacy that I want.
You don't want to sit next to Robert De Niro as you had and not be like, oh, I don't really know how to explain this, but can you do this or this? It's like, you know what you're talking about.
A lot of directors show me their work, and I'm like, oh, this shit is cool. A lot of times it feels like copycats of other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So I tell them, I say, look, how proud are you of this work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how proud are you? Like, do you think this is the best thing? Oh, but I didn't really have the money. I'm just saying, like, do you think it's great work? Or are you judging it versus the mediocre shit that you're seeing on the internet? So you're judging against mediocrity, so you feel it's good enough against mediocrity.
Yeah.
But I can't think like that, because if I walk into the room and I see Alfonso Cuarón, I see directors that I like, I want to feel comfortable to press play on some shit that I shot. So you got to continue to work. Because that's how I judge. I'm judging my shit against the greats. I'm not judging against the mediocre cats. I don't feel like I'm in competition with anybody.
Yeah.
Jordan never felt he had competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just played hard every day.
Jordan just went hard.
That's all I do. I go hard every day.
I just texted someone the other day and I was like, because I went to this conference just to learn about like marketing and digital and this and that, and they're like, why are you there? That's like, you're a DJ. And I'm like, I'm still a student no matter what. I'm still trying to learn anything I can learn that can benefit me towards the passion that I don't even. It is a career, but it's still my passion. So I still hear it in the way you talk about it. Like, this is still your passion.
It is.
It's not. You're not going to work. Like, you're not headed to get on the flight. It's still your passion that's driving the work, right?
Sometimes yes, it's something that comes with experience. It comes with age, but it's like the image never dies.
Yeah.
The stuff you're making is gonna live forever.
Forever.
So yes, everything I do is not perfect, but I'm trying to do everything with the same intention.
Yeah.
So I can feel proud of this in the stuff that I'm doing. I put my heart into.
Go back and show your kids this.
I put my heart into everything.
Yeah.
I talk to my daughter every day. She's like, "Daddy, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, working.
Yeah.
And then I don't want in the back of my mind to be like working on some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the family business. This is how I make a living.
Exactly.
When my daughter gets older and she sees Cinema Giants and she sees who her father is, I want her to be proud. Like, this is
leaving that legacy behind, right?
Yes, it's about that. It's about leaving the legacy of why are we here.
Yeah. Is there like a moment where, like, if you could grab yourself and talk to young Jessy, like young Jessy Terrero when you're still back in next door to Yankee Stadium, and be like, I see the path, and like, is there anything, like an advice you can give yourself that you would be like a little gem that you can drop to yourself? I know it's a deep one.
I think that sometimes, when I was younger, I allowed other people to derail me from my path.
Yeah.
Whether it was bad advice, whether it was what people thought was right, and not understanding the Hollywood system, not understanding the way things worked. You came here and you hoped for the best, and sometimes people told you that, you needed to do this, or if you do this way, your career will take off. And I felt like sometimes I listened when I should have just stuck to my gut, and ever since I've shifted and just, put my money where my mouth is, invested my own money into my own projects and my own vision, I've been getting the results that I wanted, and I felt like I could have done that a little sooner, but I don't take anything as a mistake, because honestly, the mistakes I made, the money I lost, the things that didn't happen, created the person I am today. And now,
100.
Sitting here in the position I'm in, if I had this company 10 years ago, I would have not been ready to handle it.
Yeah.
It would have fell apart.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting right where I need to be.
I'm proud of the mistakes I've made, because I know the lessons I learned from them. I love that. Like, I know I've done so many little bits. I wish I would have done that. And then I stop myself. I'm like, no, I'm glad I did that.
Exactly.
It got me to where I'm at right now, and I know that the moment I'm in right now is I'm supposed to be in this moment right here. Like, it couldn't be any better.
Yeah.
I love that our tacos were bomb. Our conversation was bomb.
Yes,
we basically are living in our prime right now. We're both at the peak of not even the peak. We're just living it like exactly where we're supposed to be at. So
and honestly, and anybody that you meet in the industry, like I see a lot of cats in LA that have been out here for 20 years like me, and sometimes they'll say what's up, and somebody be like, oh, I didn't know you knew him. I was like, actually, I don't know him.
Yeah.
But he's been seeing me for 20 years. I've been seeing him for 20 years, and he respects me for that. Yeah. We're still here. We're still here. We figured out a way to evolve with the times and continue to work and not sell our souls and still be here working hard. And every time I see him, I respect him because I know, you know what? When you put in that work, all you can do is respect another guy who puts in the same work. 100. You know, no hate. Just be like, 100. Shit, it's not easy out here. 100.
Jessy Terrero, it's a very rare time for him to speak about himself because you don't usually do that.
No.
Yo, I try to scout it.
My career is about making other people look good.
Exactly. If I could speak for all the people that you've put on the stage, man, thank you, bro. You've made lives better visually, mentally, spiritually. Music changes everybody, and you're painting that picture for everyone to live their life to their fullest. I mean, the videos I got to watch, I got so deep into watching all the Jessy videos. Like, another one. It was like a DJ set instead of his visual. Another. Yo, that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to have a night where you come through, or I'm out, whatever, and we do the DJ set of all your songs back to back. Have you had that yet?
No.
Yo, here we go.
That'll be cool.
We locked it in. All right, Jessy Terrero, another episode.
Me, brother. I'm proud of you too, man. I've been watching
Safe travels,
forever,
dog.
Man.
Thank you, brother. Peace.